Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah.
That was the moment right there. Was that a knockdown to you?
Yeah, it could have been easily.
The ropes kept him up?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man.
Now, I'm saying if you hit him like that,
He not getting up.
teeth different.
Just the whole thing. I think it's time. It's time for it to happen, man. It'll be good for him afterwards.
Right.
It'll be good for him.
In a stunning reversal that has sent shockwaves through the boxing community, Keyshawn Davis has altered his prediction for the upcoming super lightweight clash between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez.
January 31st, me and Shakur is going to put on dominating performances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we are the best in boxing, period. Skillfully, physically, any type of you want, whatever you want to do, however you want to call it, I feel like we're the best in boxing, me and Shakur. Period. And next week we're gonna show it.
This weekend's Madison Square Garden spectacle represents arguably the most significant matchup in the lighter weight divisions, pitting two of America's finest fighters against each other in a battle that could reshape the landscape at 140 pounds. The transformation in Davis's outlook stems directly from what he witnessed during Stevenson's training sessions, where the intensity and dedication reached levels that left even those closest to the Newark native genuinely impressed. Less than a month ago, Davis painted a very different picture of how he envisioned this contest unfolding. Lopez would gradually assert himself after a cautious beginning, eventually imposing his physical advantages as the rounds accumulated. Davis acknowledged the Brooklyn fighter's undeniable ability and expressed genuine concern about how that talent might overwhelm even someone as skilled as Stevenson. The candid admission from someone in Stevenson's inner circle carried significant weight, revealing honest doubts about whether his friend could handle everything Lopez brings to the table.
You've been real close there, seeing eye to eye with this camp with Shakur. How dominant do you feel he's going to be against Teo?
I think Shakur got a good possibility of stopping Teofimo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because how dominant he been in this camp.
Yeah?
However, everything changed once Davis got an up-close look at Stevenson's preparation for this defining moment. The level of commitment and focus displayed throughout camp convinced Davis that his initial concerns were misplaced. Speaking with Fight Hub TV, Davis explained how the 28-year-old has approached this challenge with unprecedented seriousness, elevating his training regimen beyond anything previously seen. While careful not to suggest Stevenson took previous opponents lightly, Davis made clear that something fundamentally different characterized these preparations. The dominance shown in sparring sessions and the sharpness of every movement suggested someone ready to deliver a career-defining performance.
What do you think made the difference? Is it because the opponent? Is it because you guys were all together?
Because his focus level. He just took it a lot serious. Not saying he did in his other camps, but he just took this fight a lot serious. And he got a good chance to stop at Teo, for sure.
Is it because it's Teo, or is it something else that made him focus even more?
It's all because of Shakur, how great he is. He gonna show y'all.
The broader boxing community has weighed in extensively on this matchup, with opinions scattered across the spectrum despite most leaning toward the undefeated Stevenson. Tim Bradley emerged as one of the most emphatic voices backing the WBC lightweight champion, going so far as to challenge anyone to provide a coherent strategy for defeating someone with Stevenson's complete skill set. The two-weight world champion posed rhetorical questions on his YouTube platform, essentially daring critics to identify weaknesses that could be exploited. Bradley contrasted this with Lopez, suggesting clear blueprints exist for beating the Brooklyn fighter based on previous performances where vulnerabilities were exposed.
Can somebody please, on the contrary, please tell me how the hell do you beat Teofimo Lopez? How you beat Teofimo Lopez? Because there's a blueprint out to beat Teofimo Lopez. Ain't no blueprint out to beat no damn Shakur Stevenson. Lopez don't know how to beat Shakur Stevenson. Ain't no damn blueprint. But I tell you who got a blueprint on how to beat Lopez. That's Shakur Stevenson. He know how to beat Lopez. Yeah, Lopez don't know how to beat him. Hell no. Ain't nobody figured it out yet. Nobody. The man is undefeated. Talking about, seeing some guys saying, he gonna knock out Shakur Stevenson. Come on, stop it. Stop it. When the hell the last time that Lopez knocked anybody out? I mean, he hit Claggett. Well, Claggett, yeah. He hit Claggett with the kitchen sink. And Claggett ain't go no damn where. Shit, I mean, come on. When was the last time this man knocked somebody out? Come on. 135 when he was bigger than everybody. Yeah, that was it.
According to Bradley's assessment, Lopez enters this contest lacking the knowledge required to solve the puzzle Stevenson presents. The absence of any roadmap for defeating someone who has looked virtually untouchable across 24 professional appearances creates an enormous challenge for anyone stepping into the ring against him. Should Stevenson emerge victorious, he would claim world championship glory in a fourth different weight class before reaching 30 years of age, cementing his status among the very elite of the current generation.
Let me tell y'all one more thing, man. Timing beats everything. Timing beats everything. Yeah, beats power, beats speed. Timing beats every fucking thing. It don't matter what you doing that day. Timing. Yep. Get out the way. Timing. Oh, go ahead and take that. Timing. Yeah. Let me move over here. Timing. Yeah, that's what it takes. Shakur Stevenson, hey, he the best at that. He the best at that. Explode in with them combinations. Yeah, you gonna hit nothing but air. I promise you that. You gonna be, hey, you in there gonna be fighting Casper the Ghost. Yeah, that's what you gonna be fighting. It's Casper the Ghost. You ever fought a ghost before? You about to fight one and coming on the 31st. Teofimo Lopez and his damn fans. Yeah, y'all gonna be very disappointed after this match. Y'all gonna be mad as hell. Y'all gonna say, damn, why did I even pick Teofimo Lopez? Yeah, y'all gonna be praising Shakur Stevenson because you're gonna see greatness on the 31st. That's what the hell you gonna see. You gonna see boxing greatness. That's what you gonna see.
Paulie Malignaggi brought his respected analytical voice to the discussion, acknowledging the genuine difficulty in forecasting this particular matchup. The former two-division champion and current analyst admitted to leaning slightly toward Stevenson, while simultaneously recognizing that Lopez becomes exceptionally dangerous precisely when facing adversity. Malignaggi identified a fascinating pattern throughout Lopez's career, defeating elite opposition with stunning displays of skill and determination. Conversely, when entering fights as the clear favorite, Lopez has sometimes appeared unfocused and struggled to deliver the dominant performances predicted.
There's a replay there. You want to give Shakur the edge, I do, but Teo is not something to play with because when he's got his back to the wall, he becomes the most difficult guy to deal with, you know? And he's got his best performances when people count him out. And then when people feel like he's going to win easily, he's got his worst performances. So this is one of those times where Teo could make it really, really interesting. Shakur for me is a possible pound for pound number one at one time. But if there's a guy who could be a threat to him, it is Teo because Teo has that little bit of difference-making ability.
Is it a 60-40 fight? Is it pretty still close?
I mean, it's probably 60-40, maybe even higher, but that's a live 30 and 40 by Teofimo because, again, the way he shows up is very, very difficult and tricky.
But it's very rare for fighters to fight in their prime nowadays. They're both, 28 years old. They're fighting in their prime.
Yeah.
You got to give a lot of respect to both of them, right?
Yeah, you do. And that's the problem. You don't see a lot of fights happening in the guys' primes. They milk the money and stuff like that. That's why I give these two guys credit.
Mikey Garcia approached his analysis from a place of uncertainty, highlighting the central question mark that makes this encounter so compelling. The four-division champion questioned which iteration of Lopez would appear when the opening bell rings, pointing to the dramatic inconsistency that has defined his professional journey. The version who systematically dismantled Vasily Lomachenko and conquered Josh Taylor represents an elite-level competitor capable of matching skills with anyone in the sport. That fighter displayed complete mastery of distance, timing, and power punching in ways that left observers in awe. However, other performances throughout Lopez's career raised serious questions about his mental approach and ability to maintain that excellence consistently.
Great matchup, tough fight. I want to see what Teofimo shows up because sometimes it's Teofimo, the great fighter who beat Lomachenko, who beat Taylor. That's a tough Teofimo. But then we've also seen him, in off nights.
Right.
And so that's kind of the only question that I have. Which Teofimo's going to show up.
What do you think he has to do to kind of deal with a guy like Shakur Stevenson? How would you approach a fighter like Shakur Stevenson if you were Teofimo Lopez with the attributes that he has?
I would think Teofimo, being that technically he's a bigger fighter, bigger size, he's been at the weight class a little more and then just maybe build into it more. I would think he would have to use that size as an advantage. But it's hard to say because, Shakur Stevenson, fucking good at what he does.
Terrence Crawford inserted himself into the conversation by accepting a $10,000 bet from streamer Aiden Ross, who placed his money on Lopez capturing victory. The pound-for-pound great expressed absolute confidence in Stevenson delivering a boxing masterclass that would leave Lopez thoroughly dominated. Views this as a terrible stylistic matchup for the Brooklyn fighter, one where Stevenson's superior technical skills would prove overwhelming across 12 rounds.
Let's bet 10K on it.
Great.
Will, who you think's gonna win?
Who is this?
Teo and Shakur. They're fighting next month at Barclays. I'm be there. You'll be there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I get to see your live reaction when I take your money.
Little bro walking away with that. You gonna see.
Nah, Shakur is not to be fucked with, but Teo's good.
Teo's good for what he do, but he's been washed.
Nah, come on.
He's getting washed.
Roy Jones Jr. provided tactical insight suggesting Lopez must embrace significant risk if he hopes to hand Stevenson his first professional defeat. The legendary 4-division champion emphasized that attempting to outbox Stevenson from distance represents a losing strategy given the Newark fighter's polished skills, exceptional hand speed, and defensive mastery. According to Jones, Lopez must demonstrate willingness to gamble by trading punches and absorbing shots while landing his own power. The outcome ultimately depends on which man wants victory more desperately and proves willing to pay the necessary price to secure it.
Stylistically, man, how does Shakur beat Teo and vice versa? Stylistically, how does Teo beat Shakur?
Stylistically, Teo got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's his only way to win. If he stays outside and boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer with some of the best feet in the game right now, and he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him, and he's gonna be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo can definitely make it a really good fight.
Regis Prograis offered perhaps the harshest assessment of Lopez's prospects, that Lopez possesses tremendous athletic gifts and natural ability, ultimately prove his undoing against someone as tactically brilliant as Stevenson. Lopez's performance level seems directly tied to opponent profile and occasion magnitude. Against marquee names on big stages, Lopez has elevated his game to championship levels, but when facing lesser-known opposition, he has looked uncertain and struggled to impose his will even when winning decisions.
I think, Shakur, I think the thing is about Teo is very good athletically, but he's weak-minded. You can see in some fights he struggles. Teo does struggle. Now he does come up from big fights. Lomachenko, he came up. Josh Taylor, he came up. But a lot of fights, man, he struggles in. He does struggle on a whole lot of fights and stuff. Like, I think he looked good. Yeah, he looked good against Barboza. But like I said, for the most part, Teo does struggle. And I think he struggles mentally with a lot of things. But I think with Shakur, I think Shakur's going to break him. I think maybe the first two or three rounds, it might be a close fight. It might be close. It might be 2-1 or something like that. But then after that, I feel like, Shakur is probably going to start stepping up, and Teo's going to try to hit him, and it's not going to work. And then Shakur might start. The thing about Shakur is a very good, a real good counterpuncher, really sharp, real sharp with the counterpunch. He sneaks those punches in, and that's the ones that hurt the most when he just sneaking them in when you're not supposed to hit him. So I definitely feel like, I feel like Shakur is going to beat him comfortably. Now, not knockout, but comfortable 12 rounds for sure.
Amir Khan leaned toward Lopez based on first-hand experience with fighters possessing similar attributes. The British former champion sees Lopez as someone capable of elevating intensity when circumstances demand it, and questions whether Stevenson has truly faced anyone combining Lopez's speed with his power. The move up in weight adds another uncertainty layer, as Stevenson must prove his skills translate seamlessly against naturally bigger opposition, who can potentially impose physical advantages.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight.
Who wins that?
Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him. I've heard him on the pod. He bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn it up big time. And obviously, Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end. Look at Lopez. He's fought the likes of Lomachenko. He's beaten some great names on the way, man.
Eddie Hearn brought the promoter's perspective as the mastermind behind this matchroom boxing event. The British promotional powerhouse described this as one of those rare matchups where both fighters bring such exceptional skills that predicting outcomes becomes nearly impossible. Hearn envisioned the opening stages resembling a chess match, with both men carefully calculating moves and searching for tiny openings to exploit. The precision striking and intelligent footwork both possess should create compelling tactical warfare, with scoring potentially proving extremely difficult for judges, as numerous rounds could be too close to call definitively.
Who do you fancy? Who do you?
I think it's a great matchup. I think that Shakur wins, but I also think it's a very tough fight. Two very talented, two great athletes, two very tricky customers. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of fight plays out. You know what I mean? Because they're both guys with great IQ. But I think any fight with anyone in, I would probably always favour Shakur Stevenson. I think he's a generational great talent, and I believe he wins next Saturday.
Oscar Valdez contributes unique insight, having experienced Stevenson's brilliance firsthand during their 2022 encounter. Many observers believed Valdez represented a legitimate threat who could potentially hand Stevenson his first professional loss. Instead, Stevenson delivered a thorough beating that included a 6th-round knockdown and lopsided scorecards demonstrating complete dominance. Drawing from that painful personal experience, he stressed how Stevenson's style creates immense frustration for opponents, and succumbing to that frustration has proven disastrous for numerous fighters. Valdez emphasized the crucial importance of Lopez committing completely to whatever game plan his corner develops and executing it with unwavering focus for the full 12 rounds.
If we go off paper, I would say Shakur Stevenson, but I would hate to say that because I can see Teofimo Lopez doing the opposite. And then it's going to be like, I thought, Oscar Valdez thought Shakur was going to win and Teofimo won. He was like, no. I think Teofimo Lopez, it's a 50-50 fight in my opinion, because Teofimo's been proving it before, and I gotta emphasize this. If someone can pull it off, it's definitely Teofimo Lopez. If Teofimo Lopez doesn't do it, I don't see who's gonna beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't see another fighter who will beat him. As I know, I said Pitbull. I think because I think Pitbull came with some problems, but I wouldn't see no one else beating him unless Shakur Stevenson goes to 147, and then he's obligated to have some competition with I don't know, Ben Conner and all the other welterweights who are doing it.
As fight night approaches, the boxing world remains divided, yet undeniably captivated by the possibilities this matchup presents. Whether Stevenson adds another weight class to his championship collection, or Lopez defends his throne against an undefeated challenger, the answers will arrive shortly at Madison Square Garden in what promises to be an unforgettable evening of elite-level boxing.